In 1925, Virginia Woolf wrote that emotions can only be understood in retrospect, as they continuously expand over time. Reed Lennon has seen this concept repeatedly throughout the book launch interviews he hosts for the Times Book Review. As a result, he was pondering this concept on his walk home when he first laid eyes on her. In fact, that could be the only reason why he actually approached her that day. Normally, he would let that little look slip off into oblivion. But today, it was sweet serendipity. Once he got her number, he was quick to keep his momentum going. Reed liked this new, confident version of himself that he was around her. So he took her to the coffee shop he considered his personal writing room and watched her transform the space. A glittering vibrancy, a kick of cool air. That was how he would describe her if he was to write about her. He was a hopeless romantic and interpreted their date through this lens when, in reality, they were only rambling on about how he liked to drown his coffee in sugar and cream, and she drank espresso. He found that they struck a balance. His close relationship with his brother, her weekly phone calls to her mother, his recent breakthrough in life's purpose, and her journey through spirituality. It wasn't long before the entries in his journal became about her. They went on more dates, and he learned to love the little things no one noticed about her. The way she shopped for presents with rigor and got excited about trying to find the perfect thing. Her eyes would light up and seem to open a door that only he could peer into and see her heart. And later that same day, for the first time ever, he found himself in no rush to talk. He relished the still moments in time, or more accurately, he relished the still moments with her. All of a sudden, he could tolerate the biting wind, because he liked being able to keep her warm and safe. In short, he fell for her, deeply. The relationship got stronger and more vulnerable. They both opened their hearts to each other, and his cracked open like an egg. So he decided he wanted to protect what he had. Reed prepared himself to take a big step in their relationship. Although they had only been dating for 2 months, he saw this as something precious and worth the risk. But he didn't know just what he was risking. Let's take a step back and remember. Emotions can only be understood in retrospect. Didi Akuji was in a moment of weakness, scrolling through her ex's Instagram profile before she met him. Her mind was wandering through all the dark and lonely places when her eyes accidentally met his. She's still not sure if she said yes because she wanted to or because she felt like she needed to. On their first date, she chose to weather the cold outside, rubbing her hands because she forgot her gloves at the apartment she shared with her friend before she took the leap of faith. The difference in their coffee orders was stark to her, but perhaps not to him. She saw and noted that this difference reflected the difference between their skin. But if he wasn't going to let it get in the way, neither was she. They got closer over time, and she realized quickly that she was being handed the opportunity for love. A new, real kind of love that she had never experienced. But she felt like she held it awkwardly. This love was so foreign a concept to her that she felt she didn't deserve it. Let alone could reciprocate it. She felt she was drowning in this overwhelming love and was desperate to swim to the surface. He kept telling her he was going to show her how much he loved her, that he had a surprise waiting for her that day. And somehow, her mind twisted it to mean something terrible. Love became a monster that would swallow her whole unless she struck it first. She knew that breaking his heart was a sin that could never be forgiven. How could she admit that every time he said he loved her, she didn't believe him? She wanted to run, but felt that he deserved an explanation. She wasn't the quote-unquote beauty standard. She had brown skin, espresso eyes, and curly hair. She wasn't this exciting girl who took him on adventures around the city. She sat silent on a bench by the river. And she wasn't someone who could open herself up to being loved by him. Of course, she never meant for it to happen. It was an accident. Anyone could understand. When she read what he'd written about her, her heart stopped beating for a moment too. But what of him and what he wrote for her? She felt the need to explain, and therefore took the journal for herself. And when she was ready, she wrote her response. Their story exists only in its pages now, incomplete, but finished to the greatest effort that they both could give. The rest is unspoken.